Continuing our conversation on youth and parenting, we bring you Shaun Verma, a teenager who's raised over $180,000 through his nonprofit organization.
MD Junior is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that has the mission of inspiring selfless service through mentorship. So we bring together medical professionals with young middle school and high school students to build a structured mentor-mentee relationship, and we do all this with a focus on underserved communities.
Now a freshman at Johns Hopkins University, Shaun initiated MD Junior in his 9th grade.
When I was 10 years old, I volunteered at a Red Cross disaster relief camp in San Bernardino County in Los Angeles. It was basically the scene of a wildfire that had raged through 750,000 acres, destroying over 2,000 homes and rendering hundreds of people homeless. As a 10-year-old at the time, you can imagine it was really impactful for me. And then years later, after being to many more community service events, to health camps, to food drives, I still felt like I wasn't making a sustainable, substantial impact. I would volunteer, go out, maybe make something like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and then come home and go on living my life as if nothing had really happened. I still felt like a little 10-year-old that really wasn't making a difference. So in 2007, I came up with the idea of starting something that would make a long-term substantial impact. And then in 2009, I founded the nonprofit MD Junior.
Chapters of MD Junior now exist in over 30 schools and have a global impact.
Currently, our main focus is on Honduras. Just imagine families who live on less than $1 a day and have no access to medical care within their community. Honduras is really one of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere. And our global initiative, what we call the Global Medical Mentor Mission, is where we organize service trips to the country of Honduras biannually for health and humanitarian work.
MD Junior is now creating a generation of compassionate teenagers and leaders.
The Global Medical Mentor Mission has been called a life-changing experience by many. I actually got some quotes from some of the students that came back from this trip a week ago, and they did a write-up, and I just wanted to read it to you. So this is from one of our students. I have 2 quotes. The first is, "I feel honored and grateful for the experiences that came with spending the week away from the business of the Tri-City and enter the tranquility of a country that is eternally grateful for the small acts of service we provide." And a reaction, just a short line from another one of the students is, "It helped us to realize that we live in a comfortable world where everything is catered to our specific needs, whereas in Honduras, small luxuries like cement floors are viewed as a privilege."
Shaun is where he is today because he overcame several challenges that came in his way.
I moved to the United States with my family when I was 4 years old, and as first-generation immigrants, the transition was hard. There was the cultural barrier, there was a language barrier that held me back. I actually took English as a second language class throughout elementary school.
The transition from high school to college is very challenging, and we asked Shaun how he managed.
As founder and president of an organization like this, I spend around 13 to 14 hours a week doing day-to-day functions for MD Junior, and as a result, time management is and has always been really hard for me. I've always had to make choices. In high school, I had to sacrifice tennis. I had to sacrifice my high school swim career.
Shaun's parents played the pillar of support he always needed.
My parents have always supported me in what I wanted to do. My mom never told me, "Oh, you have to become a medical professional." My dad never told me, "Oh, you have to become a businessman or a military guy." They always supported my own interests. They told me to find my own passion and follow it.
Just like Shaun, we had talked to soccer player Priyanka, who reaps the fruit of her parents' support.
My parents supported it because they thought it was like good exercise, make friends, become social.
Today, Shaun is a role model to many youngsters.
There are 3 things really that led me to do what I do. Why I did what I did. It was my experiences, my values, and my belief. So first is experiences, and I really believe these 3 to be true. First is experiences. And we all have these experiences. We end up assimilating those experiences into our base of knowledge, and then we use those experiences to act on new actions in the future. And for me, that one experience when I was 10 years old at that ripe age really impacted the trajectory of my life. Second is values, and this one really has more to do with the way that you're raised. Again, with a military veteran dad and a pediatrician mom, and being raised always along the Hindu belief of renouncing the fruits of your actions, these really drove the focus I had on volunteering, medicine, and education. So your value system is really the core of why I feel you end up doing what you do. And then third, of course, is belief. I believed and I act on that belief.
Ultimately, an initiative like MD Junior continues to make a global impact, and in return has made Shaun a young leader.
When I think about what I do, I think about how it impacts more than just me, because I hold the unique position of empowering hundreds of diverse youths from California to Honduras. Every decision I have and every decision I make has a positive or negative impact on a large group of people. So this responsibility challenges me to make rational decisions, especially under pressure, and it continues to aid my leadership. I have to constantly develop new ideas for the organization so that I can make it successful, not just for me, but for the hundreds of youth that it impacts.